Let me bring in the crew. What is the update on our Dodger cutouts so far as you know them, Danny G?
Well, Clay, not only have the Dodger bats come alive as of late, but the stadium here in Los Angeles is going to look even fresher because you, myself, and Roberto are going to have cutouts in view of the TV cameras this past Friday.
Do we know where we're going to be?
Yeah, where?
Well, all they said was that we were going to have, quote-unquote, celebrity seating. I'm not sure what that means.
And when does our celebrity seating begin?
Well, it all got turned into the Dodgers on Friday, and I'm expecting to hear back at the beginning of the week here, and I guess they're going to take pictures of where we're located so we could share that with the listeners.
Or should we play like Where's Waldo and just have everybody who watches the Dodger game try to look for us?
Well, we could do that, but we probably should let everybody know what the cutouts look like, don't you think? I mean, even if it's not in the exact seats.
How long do we have the cutouts now?
For the rest of the baseball season.
Oh, wow. All right, so we're in Dodger Stadium now. They've played, 20-ish games, 22, 23, whatever the number is.
Season halfway already.
Yeah,
much.
I mean, it's crazy that the baseball season is almost halfway. And let me say this, by the way. I'm excited for these cutouts. So we gave to the charity, and by we, I mean me. I'm paying for everybody.
Yeah, thank you for your donation to the Dodgers charity.
Yeah, where am I giving charity to?
It's a broad thing that I saw on their email. It said
the Dodgers Dream Foundation.
Yeah, the Dream Foundation. So I'm not exactly sure where that goes to, but the Dodgers do a ton of good work here all throughout California.
Yeah, they fix a lot of ballparks around the city and greater LA area.
I'm wondering whether we might end up getting bumped because when as soon as I saw that the NFL announced they were going to have fans back, I started to wonder, will any Major League Baseball teams have fans back before the season is done?
Well, I believe the Rangers and the Rockies are trying to do that, but I
they're
believe
getting some pushback.
Rob Manfred is saying no. But I think that's more to do because of the collecting bargain agreement with the players. Because before, remember, all this happened, the owner said, "Oh, we're going to lose this such and such money because we're going to have no fans in the stands." So
the reason why I mentioned it, NASCAR's got fans. The MLS, even though there aren't a lot of MLS fans, in general, in terms of compared to other sports leagues. The MLS, some of their teams are allowing fans to be present. And I think once the Chiefs kind of broke the you can't have fans third wall, whatever you want to call it, and there wasn't very much criticism. Like, did you guys see the Corona Bros out on sports media? I feel like the Corona Bros have basically retreated now because, and I do think Major League Baseball is an instructive lesson here. To Rob Manfred's credit, he said, hey, we're not going to shut down, basically, right? Like, hey, we're going to continue to power through. And yes, it's led to some awkwardness because teams like the Marlins and the St. Louis Cardinals have played a lot less games than everyone else. And we'll see how this ends up shaking out because Major League Baseball is going to have 16 playoff games this year. But most Corona Bros who are active in the sports media on social media, if you just shoot them down and say, hey, quit whining, we're going to play, we're not going to shut the league down. I don't even hear, do you hear anybody even harping on, oh my God, how is Major League Baseball still playing now? And I don't know, what's the latest on the Reds? Are the Reds still sitting out after testing positive? Have the Reds started to play again? Like they were the last team because now that we've got the Cardinals back and the Cardinals are playing all their doubleheaders and everything else, has every Major League Baseball team gotten back up and running right now, or do we still have the Reds out, postponed for a couple of games?
I believe the Reds are still out. Yeah, there's.
So, I mean, we're not 100% back, but if Major League Baseball could get everybody back, and if they could start, like, I know they haven't been able to do it.
The Reds are scheduled to play the Royals today.
So the Reds are scheduled tonight to play against the Royals, which would mean, I think I'm correct in this, right? This would be the first time that every Major League Baseball team would play since the Marlins had their outbreak.
Yeah, that's correct.
So that's a positive in the grand scheme of things, but you're getting up close now to everybody being halfway through, right? Like the Dodgers have played 24 games, the Braves, those are the two teams that I'm paying the most attention to. So, I mean, we're talking about by the weekend, half of the Major League Baseball season will be complete. And the reason why I'm bringing it up is I would My 9-year-old, who I've talked about, has become a huge Braves fan. We watch every game. It's on all 3 hours every night in my house, in addition to the other sporting events that are going on, because there's just such a bevy of activities. When you actually look at all of the different sporting events that are going on, I would go. For instance, when the SEC schedule came out, I was sitting there watching it with my kids, and I was thinking to myself, okay, I'm going to take my kids, because I think there's going to be crowds present for SEC football games. I'm going to take my kids to some of these games. And I think I'm a season ticket holder for the Tennessee Titans in the NFL. As soon as the Kansas City Chiefs announced that they were going to have crowds present, I think there are going to be crowds present for Tennessee Titan games as well here in my hometown of Nashville. I'm going to take my family, and I'm going to go drive around to a couple of other SEC football stadiums. But if the Atlanta Braves were to have fans present, I would drive down to Atlanta and take my 9-year-old to go watch a game as well. I am not afraid of going to a sporting event. And I want to ask the crew whether they would go as well. And I even wanted to open up the phone lines with the announcement of the Kansas City Chiefs playing. Would you go? 877-996-6369. We'll take some of your calls. I'm curious, would you go if Major League Baseball starts to let people back into the stands? Let's say they're going to have finally every team back playing, and let's say they can do about a week of that without any issues. If a team wants to start to allow fans back, would you go? We know the NFL is going to do it. I think the SEC is going to do it. Lots of positivity here, not just in terms of all the different sporting events going on, but also now the next step is fans being present. I would go in a heartbeat. I'll ask the crew whether they would go.